Hello, grade 9! Here is the explanation of today's material for you to access all times. Today, we will learn about passive voice. Please take notes. Anyway, just a friendly reminder. Make sure you're surrounded by enough light to protect your eyes. And let's start! Have you heard about this news? A bank was robbed. 45 killed in Tornado Alley. Yep, those are the hint of today's material. And no, we are not going to learn anything related about news, but we're going to learn about passive voice or passive sentence. Now you're wondering what is passive voice actually. So passive voice is used to show interest in the person or object that experiences an action rather than the person or object that performs the action. In other words, I could say that the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. Alright, passive voice is usually used in formal texts. And now let's switch the active voice into passive voice to help you better understand and see the differences clearly. First, we have a few well-chosen words convey a great deal of meaning. And if we turn it into passive voice, it will be a great deal of meaning is conveyed by a few well-chosen words. Can you spot the difference between those two sentences? Next, a mass of gases wrapped around our planet. And our planet is wrapped in a mass of gases. Now you can see it more clearly that the verb is turned into past participle. We will talk about this later. Now the last one is the city disposes of waste materials in a variety of ways, and waste materials are disposed of in a variety of ways. Yep. Now let's look back on the first example of passive voice. It is written, a great deal of meaning is conveyed by a few well-chosen words. Meanwhile, in the active voice, there is no preposition by, right? And I want to tell you that if you want to say who or what performs the action while using passive voice in a sentence, we will use the preposition by. Now let's talk about it deeper in the next slide. Before we jump, I want to tell you the reason why do we use passive voice. The first one is we do not want to talk about who did the action. And the second is we don't know who did the action. And the third is that the object is more interesting or more important than the subject. Okay. Now on your screen, it appears the formula of passive voice in simple present tense. Okay, let's see in the yellow part, there is subject, to be, verb in past participle, in the rest of the sentence. Now let's read one by one. First, the savannah is roamed by beautiful giraffes. Second, the house is cleaned every day. Third, waste materials are disposed of in a variety of ways. Okay guys, let's see the subject, the savannah, the house, waste materials. Those three subject ones are the object of active sentences. Now it turns to be the subject of the sentence when it written in passive voice, and then it's followed by the to be, am, is, are, and then the verb, which is in past participle. So we need to be very careful in this part because we remember that there are two kinds of verb which are regular and irregular verb. Yep, you might want to read again the table that we once made, yeah? And then the last is the rest of the sentence. And if you want to show who or what did the action or perform the action, we will use the preposition by, just like in the first example, the savannah is roamed by beautiful giraffes. So we perform who did the action by using the preposition by. Alright. There are another examples of passive voice. let's read one by one. The passive voice is used frequently. The savannah is roamed by beautiful giraffes. All the reservations are being made by the wedding planner. I am saved by grace. The staffs are required by the company to watch a safety video every year. And then the students' questions are always answered by the teacher. I hope those examples enrich you, and let's jump into the next slide. Yep, okay. Now you know the formula of passive voice in simple present tense. Anyway, guys, if you have any question, please do not feel hesitate to make use of the comment section below as our platform to learn as well. And now I want you to see on a screen, of course. I want to share some typical common mistakes that people made in implementing this passive voice. I mean, me myself as well, I did mistakes, but then we learn from mistakes and not repeating the same mistakes again, of course. Okay, the first common mistake is that people usually form passive structures with intransitive verbs, and we don't want to do that. Just like in the example, that is, she died and we ran. There's no object that complete the sentence, because intransitive verbs, as we know, is the verb that needs object to be a complete sentence. So we don't want to do that, okay? And then the second one is that we don't want to form passive structures with a verb that describes states. Let's see the examples. Those shoes don't suit the dress, and then the dress isn't suited by those shoes. That is wrong, and we don't want to do that, okay? And then the third one is we use the past form of be plus born to talk about someone's birth. Yep, let's see in the example. She was born at home, not she is born at home. Okay, so those three are the common mistakes. You can explore by yourself also about this passive voice through your internet. Please explore, make use of your time, and learn as much as you can. Okay, also repeat this video if you need to every time you want, and this is the reason why I upload it in YouTube, so that you can access it all times. Okay, and here is a beautiful words from Idowu Koyenikan. It is he said that the mind is just like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets, and the more it can expand. Yes, I totally agree with this. And the more you exercise about you exercise English, then the better it is. You acquire this language. Okay, I think that's all about our materials. Please, if you have any question, don't feel hesitate to ask. You are free to ask, and I will answer it as soon as possible. All right, thank you for listening attentively. Now I will meet you guys in our Zoom meeting. See you.